What's going on, guys? Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. And I know it's not easy considering Bitcoin is down 14.2%. So for all you crypto investors, it's really painful right now. And in the past 24 hours, the most of the damage is coming from there, right? So down 6.2%. So we can see in the past few weeks, this support of 30K has been broken, right? So there was this huge support basically at 30K to 29K and even 28K, right? And we have been holding it for about a year, right? But now today it's basically it's broken down and there's a weekly close below it, right? So you can see during the Terra Luna fiasco, we actually broke it, but we managed to just wick back up and hold steady there. But today, unfortunately, it's closing below. And I want to talk about the reasons for it, right? So big shout out to Matt Vet. He basically posted this tweet, and this is how I found out about it, so I can do more research about it, right? And basically, Celsius token, this is I think the 1 minute chart, right? And it fell like 50% within like a couple of minutes, right? So you take a look at this article. Basically, Celsius tanks 70% in 1 hour after the company pauses withdrawal to stabilize liquidity, right? So the crypto lender paused all customer withdrawals and swaps on Sunday night, citing liquidity issues. Celsius quickly went off a cliff, right? So basically, if for those of you that don't know what Celsius is, it's basically a centralized, basically I would call it a crypto bank, right? Because you borrow and also you lend your assets there, right? So basically, if you need a loan, you can put up some assets and basically get USD or USDT or whatever you need out of it, right? And basically, what happens is this is a not your keys, not your crypto kind of situation where it's like you put your crypto with them and they will give you, let's say, some other collateral, but it's over collateralized loan, right? So basically, you have to put 100% to maybe get 50%. So some of you might be asking, what's the point you do that? Basically, if you borrow money like that, you don't need to pay taxes on it, right? Because in the US or in some other countries, you might need to really pay a lot of taxes when you sell. But let's say you still want to hold on to the Bitcoin, but you need some cash for an emergency or something like that. So you can just put your crypto into Celsius and then you take out some money and then you use that money for whatever you need and eventually you pay back the loan, right? So therefore, you can avoid selling your asset, and also you can, if your asset goes up in value, you continue holding on to it. And also you didn't have to pay tax on your crypto, right? Because you didn't need to sell it for that emergency. But what is happening today is that, let me just read through a bit of this article first. So on Sunday night, with the crypto markets already in free fall, controversial crypto lender Celsius announced that it was pausing all customer withdrawals, swaps, and transfer, right? So I just want to highlight this thing, right? Controversial crypto lender. And a few months ago, during the bull market, maybe about 8 months or a year ago during the bull market, right? No one seemed to really care about all these things, right? And this is the saying goes, right? When the tide goes up, we know who's swimming naked, right? This is very, very important, right? Because even during the bull market, I actually noticed that Celsius was doing a bit of shady things or whatever it is. And forgive me because I didn't post a YouTube video, but at that time I wasn't really doing that many YouTube videos, right? So I actually told one of my friends that, you should stop using Celsius after I read the article and analyzed it, right? And I don't know whether he didn't use it anymore after I told him. Hopefully he stopped using it, right? So he didn't lose all his money, right? So we are taking action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations, the company wrote in a blog post on Medium, right? So putting yourself in a better position to satisfy your withdrawal obligations by not letting people withdraw doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? And that is another thing that I want to talk about, right? A lot of people have all this blind faith, or maybe it's hope that these companies have their best interests in mind, right? And we can see that obviously they do not, right? Because if you are pausing withdrawals to make your withdrawal obligation easier, clearly something is very, very wrong, right? So we are taking this necessary action for the benefit of our entire community. So don't have so much blind trust in all these people and what they're saying, right? All they're saying is, we are pausing withdrawals. It's for the best interest of our community. But the whole community is saying, give us back our money, right? So this is basically them coming up with, calm down while we try to solve everything, right? When something is clearly very, very fishy right now, right? So stabilize liquidity and operations while we take steps to preserve and protect assets. Furthermore, customers will continue to accrue rewards during the pause in line with our commitment to our customers. And again, this doesn't make a lot of sense, right? This is basically us saying that I'll continue giving you interest as long as you don't withdraw your stuff. And even if you wanted to, you can't withdraw your things, right? So the company's sell token quickly reacted, dropping 70% in 1 hour from a prior high of 49 cents to 15 cents, right? And this is seriously giving me some of these vibes, right? So yeah, any seasoned crypto investor will know about BitConnect, right? So just a funny joke there. Try to cheer you guys up in this very dark hour, right? So we can see that Celsius has actually grown incredibly big, right? Because this has been a protocol which has been around, I think, since like 2018. So they've survived the last bear market. But during the last bear market, they weren't so big and they were only starting to grow, right? So maybe even if they had some issues, they could easily solve it with some VC help or some basically it's easier to solve problems when they are not at that big of a scale, right? So Celsius actually is very, very popular because a lot of YouTubers, first of all, talk about it, and they also have VC investment. So when you have a VC investment, basically it gives you a crown of legitimacy, right? And currently we can see that they had 11.8 billion in assets as of 17th of May, right? So today is the 13th of June. So I'm guessing in that 1 month they have lost about 50% of their assets due to the market drawdown, as well as people now really withdrawing, right? Because the only reason they have to pause the withdrawal is because their liquidity is not good enough anymore. So a few lessons to take out of this video, right? So first of all, if it sounds too good to be true, like Terra, where they were paying you 20% while they were only loaning out the assets for I don't know how many percent, but it was less than 20%. Basically, it's someone, let's say you go to your local bank and you ask for 100, you give them 100,000 in deposits, and they say, great, 100,000, we'll pay you 10% interest on your deposit. And then you ask to borrow 100,000 from them, and they say, great, here's your 100,000 loan. You have to pay us 5% in interest annually. So you have to start scratching your head and start wondering that, is there anything fishy going on? And this is exactly the thing that I try to teach on this channel, right? So yeah, and the second thing is also to really think, right? And think whether it makes sense, right? If someone is offering you a good deal like this. So always think like, what's in it for them, right? Sometimes it might be legitimate, like maybe some brokerage apps are trying to gain customers, so they give out free stocks or things like that, right? But the best thing to realize is that something that cannot go on forever will eventually stop, right? And will eventually cease to exist, right? So maybe the day of reckoning has come for protocols like Terra, maybe even Celsius now. We'll have to wait and see, right? And probably the last lesson that you should take from this video is that actions speak louder than words, right? When these companies are putting out messages like this, but they're pausing the withdrawal process, right? Please do not take blind faith and trust them, because they do not have your best interest at heart. They have their own best interest at heart. It's nothing right or wrong, because as humans, that's just how we are, right? But yeah, I hope you guys are more informed what is happening in the crypto markets and why the prices are crashing, as well as maybe learning from this process, right? Because even if you lost maybe a couple of $1,000s, maybe it's like a tuition lesson, right? To learn all these things, right? So I'm not saying like, oh, it's just a couple thousand of dollars or whatever, right? But hopefully this experience will help you from like making bigger mistakes in the future, right? It's only a really, really big loss if you don't learn anything from it, right? So imagine like if you lose money in Terra and you lose money in Celsius, and next time you lose money in the next BitConnect or something like that, then it's a big loss, right? But imagine if you lose 10,000 right now, even though it's a big amount, but you will avoid losing, let's say, 1 million in the future when you see another opportunity like this, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to smash up the like button if you learned something. Comment below, right? What are your thoughts on this whole situation? And with that being said, have a fantastic day ahead and peace out.